I started to learn a trick from a fellow engineer. He told me what he likes to do. And in this process, as we focus on the drums, it's kind of a unique thing. He likes to build his mix by just getting the kick and the snare really tight and punchy, and then start building instruments around it. And then once he feels like he has a balance going, then he starts adding in like rooms and overheads and things of that nature, which I've really tried to implement in my mixing style, and it's been really interesting how I think of and approach things. What I like to do is I like to add parallel compression to the entire drums. So, and we're definitely a stereo kit, so I'm going to add, in Pro Tools it's really easy, a new track, an aux input track, and I'm going to call it, I always call it drum sub. And then I usually send my drums, when I put the send to 0, and then in Pro Tools you can turn on the follow pan. So wherever I pan this pan pot on the fader, the aux follows. So in stereo drums, especially like toms, for example, this tom track, it's a high tom, so I usually would pan it to the left-hand side, and if I pan it over there, it's panned to the left as well. I don't know if Logic, I'm not too well versed in Logic, if Logic follows that way either. But it's just a good way to keep things from getting messy in your stereo mix when you're trying to do like parallel compression. So I used it once, but it's such a fun thing to do. I'm going to go back to the Kush Audio pusher for my parallel compression. And I'm going to mute it first. And what I like to do is just mute my parallel. I usually just put, like in this case, I put the pusher on and then just put it in the mix and see what it's doing. Oh yeah. Yeah, I was just looking for a little bit more, so I pushed the drive a little bit harder on the pusher. So that's just my kick, snare, kick in, kick out, snare top, snare bottom, sending a parallel to the pusher, and I'm bringing it back in. So that's with the pusher as a parallel. And that's without. With. And then without. See how bigger and punchier the drums get? That's like a really good foundation to start with a mix. And then from there I would probably add in the bass and then a couple of guitars and things of that nature to get the rhythm section going.